Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing a glam tutorial with the Jaclyn Hair Palette. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. I'm going to be posting a lot of beauty and makeup videos, tips and tricks on skincare, and if y'all have any requests for me to do a video for you, just leave it in the comments down below. Today is going to be my first tutorial that I've ever done, so bear with me. Before you put any makeup on, you're going to want to prep your skin. So I've already taken my makeup off for the day, so it's prepped and ready to go. So I always use a primer. So that's my first thing, is I always use a primer. So I'm going to actually use two primers today. First, I'm going to use the Hourglass Mineral Veil, and this is one of my favorite primers. I've switched between primers quite a few times, but this is the one that I keep going back to, and it makes it so silky and smooth when you put it on. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that first. I'm just going to take a pump and just put it all over the face like this with my hands. And I got a pimple here. It just showed up like literally today. Of course it would today. So if you have oily skin, it works for oily skin, dry skin, combination skin. I have combination skin, but in the wintertime it's more towards dry skin because of the winter weather. It just really dries my skin out. So I make sure to moisturize so I don't have dry patches and my foundation doesn't stick to it. So I'm going to use Dr. Brandt's Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer. It's supposed to minimize the look of your pores, absorb oil, and mattify any shine that you have. I usually get a little shiny in my T-zone, and it really helps with the shininess throughout the day. It makes your makeup last really long. So I'm just going to take a pump of this. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my T-zone right here. So put it down on my nose. I want to put it right here just because this is where I have most of my pores, and on my chin. So now I'm going to go in with my foundation, and the foundation that I'm using is the Dior Forever Foundation. This one is my favorite. This is my go-to foundation if I want flawless skin. So whenever I want full coverage, I'm going to go ahead and go for this one. I use shade 020 in this because I'm super pale, like pale as a ghost. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 2 pumps on my hand, and then I'm going to start buffing this in with a Morphe M439. So I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm just going to dot it on the face just like this. I'm going to take a little bit more off the back of my hand and start dotting it. And most of the time I have to do like 3 pumps, sometimes 4, just depending. I'm going to just continue to dot this on the face, and I'm going to go ahead and buff it in. This brush buffs everything else so pretty. I love it. And then if sometimes I need a little bit more coverage, like around the mouth, on the cheeks, I'm going to take 1 more pump, and so that way we can get a really good full mask on. You know I like that full mask. After I get that done, I go in with concealer, and I have really dark circles under my eyes, so I use 2 different concealers. So the first concealer that I go in with is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Vanilla. I think it's the second to lightest shade. I use this with a Morphe G1, and this fits perfectly like right in the pot. So that's usually what I do, and it gets a really good amount on my brush, and I feel like I can apply it really easily and quickly if I need to. But I always go in with this one first because it gives me a really good base. You don't need to use 2 concealers. I just use 2 concealers because I have such dark circles. But I go ahead and take this and just dip it in here like this, and then I go ahead and start putting it underneath the eyes. I always do like a pressing motions. So now after I finished with the Nars concealer, I use Tarte Shape Tape. I love it. It's the best concealer I think I've ever used, and I've used a ton. I'm going to go in with Tarte Shape Tape, and this is in color Fair Neutral because I'm really pale. So I go ahead and I take this down like this, and I just draw like a triangle. So I'm going to go down on my nose. I'm going to go out, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side and go down and out. And then I'm going to go in the middle of my forehead, down my nose, on my cupid's bow, and then on the chin. After I finish applying my concealer, I go in with the Morphe Beauty Sponge. I'm not sure what this is called. My dogs have chewed up about 5 of these. I take this and I go ahead and start blending this in, and I go ahead and blend all the way into the eye like this. And I'm going to do the middle of the forehead, just keep on buffing, and then down the center of the nose, right on your cupid's bow, and on your chin. You want to make sure that it's a damp beauty sponge, so that way it picks up any excess product that you use. If you put on like a ton of concealer like I do, you can always pick it up. I'm going to go ahead and take my setting powder, and the setting powder that I use is the Cover FX Translucent Light Powder. And I'm going to open it like this, like upside down, because all my powder always spews out everywhere. So I'm going to take this Morphe brush, and this does not have a number on it. I got this when the Christmas collection came out. If I can find it, if it's still on their website, I'll link it down below. I dip this in here, tap off the excess, and I'm going to put it directly underneath the eye. So what this does is this sets your makeup so you're not going to crease. So I'm going to go ahead and dip that back in. And I'm going to just put that directly under the eye and on top of the eye. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid back on, and then I'm going to get, it's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. And it looks like this when you open it in a little cute compact. Woo! So I go ahead and take the flat side of my beauty blender from Morphe, and I just like dip it in like this. So I take it and I just dip it in the powder, and then I usually have like a tissue or something to pat it off on, but I'll just pat it off on my hand just because you can get like too much powder. So what I'm going to do with this is just put this like right on my cheeks. I'm going to put this right here, and this really makes your skin look flawless. So I'll just go ahead and dab this in here, and then I'm done with that. So this is the, and I use shade light, or no, shade fair. My camera actually died in the middle of filming, and I had to wait for my battery to charge because I don't have a backup yet. And I went ahead and did my brows with the Precisely My Brow Pencil in shade number 4. I'm going to be carving my brows out with this concealer brush, and this concealer brush is a really old BH Cosmetics brush. I'm just going to go ahead and take the Nars, the Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I'm just going to go ahead and carve my brows out. So I'm just going to take my concealer brush and just dip in the pot a little bit, and then if I get too much I can go ahead and dip it in the cap. So then I'm just going to carve my brows out. Just take it and make the shape. So it's a little trick. If you have messy brows, you can always fix them with concealer. Now that we're done carving out the brow, I am going to start on my eyes. So today we're doing a neutral brownish gold glam look. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing on my eyes. First, I'm going to take my Sigma E40 and take this shade right here. That third one from the top. And you can be really messy with this. You don't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to buff it right here in the crease. And I always do swirly motions and then blend this way. So, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye. So just buff it in the crease. Next I'm going to take this shade right here. This one's second down from the top. With the same brush, I'm just going to dip it in. Just right there. And then I'm just going to buff that in. And do the same thing on the other eye. And I'm doing this all over the eye. I'm not being neat with this at all. And if you wanted a super sharp line, I always use translucent powder and just take like a brush and make a line on my eye. But a lot of people use tape. I used to use tape. I don't really like the tape because you have to do it before the foundation. And I always like to do my eyes after I have foundation on. I don't know why. That's just always how I do it. Okay, so now I'm going to take this reddish color. And take that reddish color and I'm going to put it in the corner of the eye in the crease. So I'm going to put it right about right there. And then I'm just going to work that in. So I'm going to work it in like a V-shaped motion. So I'm going to go up a little bit and then out and down. Then I'm going to take that same E40 brush by Sigma with the product that's on it. I'm not going to add anything to it. I'm just going to go ahead and buff this out. I'm going to take the same shade, I'm going to put it in the crease, or on the edge of the crease. I'm just going to work it right up in there. So now we're going to take this Sigma E25 with this darker brown shade down here. I'm going to dip my brush right here, and then I'm going to tap the excess off. And then what I want to do is I'm working my way down, so I'm not going to do this in my crease. I'm going to go a little bit below. So I'm just going to go like this. I want to work it into my lash lines. I want this to be seamless and blend with my other colors. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this darker brown. It's not black, but it's like a really pretty chocolate, like deep chocolate brown. So I'm going to go in with the Sigma E45. And you don't have to have this. I mean, you can always just use whatever other brush. But this one is a small taper blending brush. So I'm going to put this one like right below it, like right near my lash line. And this is going to make your lash line look thicker and give you like that cat eye effect. I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. And this eye always likes to be really patchy. I don't know why, but I'm going to take this translucent powder by Cover FX. Just any translucent powder will work. I really love the Coty Airspun. You can get it at Walmart, Walgreens, whatever. We have Walmart around here, so I get mine from Walmart. So I'm just going to take just a flat brush like this. It's just a contour brush, but I use it to bake on my nose and just to clean up my eyes. For contour, I love the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in Natural 1. I'm so fair, and I think this is like the fairest shade they have, and it's like kind of dark. So I'm going to use a Smashbox brush for bronzing, and it looks really funny, but I really feel like you cannot put too much bronzer on. So what I do is I go ahead and bronze the face and go up the side. You don't have to be super neat with this either. And I had to put my hair up. It was driving me nuts. So I'm going to use the KatVonD Shade Light Palette. So it looks like this. And when you open it, it looks like this. So I'm going to take this middle color right there, and this is just going to carve out your face for a contour. I'm using a M530. I'm just going to go in and start bronzing that up. And so you got a little contour. So now we're going to move on to blush and highlighter, and I love highlighter. Okay, so this is Burt's Bees blush, and it is in shade, oh, I have like a little paper in here. Ooh, I've not used this shade yet. That's cool. This is in shade Shy Pink. I'm going to use this. This is a Smashbox blush brush, and I like to put it a little bit on the apples of my cheeks. Ooh, I love that blush. That's really pretty. For highlighter, I'm going to use the Kylie Cosmetics. I don't know the name of this, but it's the Kylie Cosmetics. It looks like this, and it's in the shade Fiji. I'm going to take my Morphe M510. This is my favorite highlighting brush ever, and I'm just going to take it out of the cap. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to just apply. Oh, girl. Yes. Oh my gosh, this is giving me life. That's cute. That's so cute. Okay, so now I'm going to take Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, and I'm going to set my brows. This is the last thing I do, because you always get so much junk in your brows. For lips, what I'm going to do is do a KatVonD Bow and Arrow. This is what it looks like. It's like a little doe foot applicator. I'm going to go ahead and do my bottom lip first. So that is my lip color, and it dries down super, super pretty. I'm going to use the Morphe Prep and Set my face, and this just makes your makeup like melt together. Oh God. Ugh. Balls. Ah! Oh Lord. Ah! Okay, now that I'm going to quit being a weirdo,